I'm Tapiwa Gouzha. I do a bunch of different things. I'm here at the Tankwa Artscape to do a little bit of storytelling, a little bit of healing as well. So my work is primarily centered around life and death and also colonial legacy. So I always work with the dark and the light together. And while I'm here, primarily I'm looking at reacting to the land and what's coming up for me and coming up for people with similar identities to mine, and trying to have conversations around that, a little bit of healing around that, and also a little bit of engagement with the people who are ignorant of that experience. Some of my work looks at colonial legacy and the consequences of dealing with the history that we all share around the world, not only in South Africa. And some of my work is all about death and people's movement through life and the cyclical nature of life, transference from death into life and back into death, and how people and other living organisms are in this perpetual cycle of sharing and birthing and death. So this piece is called Rie Tiende, which means come on, let's go. And it's inspired by the ant lion, which we've been seeing a lot of its evidence across the landscape, and how it makes this little funnel, like conical impressions in the soil that are a trap for ants and termites that are walking past to fall in, and then it feeds on them. So I was looking at how we can take that antlion and mythify it a little bit, and look at how it can be an analog or representative for a ferry of life into death, how the people in this land were kind of stuck and haven't been able to move on because some of them weren't buried properly, weren't acknowledging their death, in their massacre, in their murder. And I was trying to find a way of connecting with those people who are dead but not free to move on, and how we can take those people from within the quote-unquote termite mound or the anthill, and through the help of the antlion help them move forward into the next phase, the next world, the next layer of existence. So that's what this art piece is about. And in my time at the Tankwa as well, I also observed some other funeral and burial rites that were a personal experience, a personal journey that I shared with some of the people in the space to help in some way acknowledge the death in a non-artistic way, in a more, for me personally, a much more meaningful way to connect with these abandoned identities, lost identities that are obviously scattered across the Karoo and displaced by invading humans, whether other Africans or other European descendant people as well. So that personal work ties in closely with this artistic public work. It's all about helping people move through the death and then move on to whatever waits across the other side of the veil.